Imagine waking up tomorrow, and suddenly, gravity is gone. The floor beneath you no longer holds you. Chairs, tables, even your coffee cup, floating into the air, spinning away in slow motion. You reach out, trying to grab something, anything, but your hands pass through thin air, as if reality itself is unraveling. Outside, cars lift off streets, tires spinning in midair, honking horns fading into silence. Pets float helplessly, their instinctual panic mirrored in your own eyes. Water splashes out of cups, forming glowing arcs, defying everything you thought was certain. The laws of physics, the rules that have kept this world in order since the dawn of time, no longer apply. And then you realize, it's not just your room, it's the entire city. Buildings sway, suspended by nothing. Streets fracture as the asphalt curls and peels like paper. People scream, clutching anything they can, but even the heaviest objects are drifting, weightless, surreal. You thought chaos was confined to movies, but this is real, and it's happening to every living thing on Earth. For a fleeting moment, there's a strange beauty. Objects spin slowly, glittering in sunlight, suspended in impossible arcs. But beauty is terrifying here, because it's a world unbound, a universe untethered. And if gravity, the force that has held this planet together for billions of years, can disappear, what else could unravel? Outside, the streets have become a surreal scene of chaos. Cars, once tethered to asphalt, now float helplessly, spinning slowly as their engines die midair. Horns honk frantically, but the sound warps and fades as if even the air is struggling to obey its own laws. People stumble, some lifting off the ground in terror, clutching anything they can grab, bags, poles, even each other, desperately trying to find something solid to hold onto. Water spills from fountains and cups, twisting into arcs that hang in the air, catching sunlight like liquid crystal. Pets, animals once grounded and predictable, now panic with untrained instinct. Dogs flailing, birds unable to navigate, cats suspended in mid-leap, wide-eyed and disoriented. Chaos reigns in every backyard, every street, every home. Your neighbor's garden tools orbit like satellites, and small objects, pens, keys, phones, drift past you, uncatchable, untethered. At first, it seems almost beautiful. Children's toys hover, spinning lazily, glowing in the light. But beauty quickly turns to horror when you realize the fragility of life in this new reality. Even a simple act, stepping out the door, grabbing a newspaper, pouring a cup of coffee, becomes impossible, dangerous. Gravity was the invisible thread that held the world together. And now, with that thread gone, every moment is a fight for stability, for survival. As you look up, the city skyline warps. Windows float from high-rise apartments like shimmering rectangles in the sky. Billboards detach, rotating slowly, casting long, fractured shadows. Bridges sag and curl, suspended in midair, as if the world itself is shrugging off its structures. And amidst all this chaos, people scream, not just in fear, but in disbelief. This is not a dream. This is not a simulation. This is reality redefined. You ask yourself, could we survive even a few minutes of this? Could airplanes stay in the sky? Could buildings hold long enough to escape? The mind races, desperately clinging to logic, but logic has been suspended along with everything else. Every object, every living creature, every breath of wind now dances to a new, terrifying rhythm. And as your heart pounds, you realize that this is only the beginning, the start of a chain reaction that will ripple across the entire planet. Now, the chaos spreads beyond individual streets. Entire city blocks wobble and tilt, their foundations no longer held down. Bridges curl like sheets of paper, collapsing in impossible slow motion, while skyscrapers sway, glass windows shattering into glittering fragments, suspended in midair before finally falling. Traffic lights spin, sending intermittent flashes of red, green, and yellow across the streets below, a surreal, deadly kaleidoscope. Rivers, lakes, and fountains respond with equal defiance. Water leaps from its banks, forming arches and spheres that float across parks and plazas. The ocean itself begins to react, tides rising unpredictably as gravity's invisible hand disappears. Small boats lift from harbors, spinning helplessly, while larger ships drift like corks in a cosmic storm. Ports, docks, and beaches transform into chaotic scenes of floating debris. Airplanes, caught mid-flight, wobble uncontrollably, unable to rely on the atmosphere they were designed to navigate. Helicopters spin like toys, their rotors useless without gravity to stabilize them. Even underground systems, subways and tunnels, are affected as structural integrity is compromised. Rails lift, train cars drift, and infrastructure collapses quietly beneath the surface. The city's inhabitants scramble. Panic escalates into mass hysteria. Emergency sirens wail but offer no guidance, drowned by the surreal symphony of crashing objects and floating debris. People cling desperately to anything heavy. Benches, poles, cars, but nothing seems solid enough. Children cry, pets hide, and even the bravest individuals can't mask their fear. Humanity, for the first time, feels small against the raw force of a world untethered. And yet, even amidst this disaster, strange patterns emerge. Objects orbit each other in hypnotic arcs, water droplets sparkle like floating diamonds, and smoke from fires curls upward endlessly, forming ghostly tendrils in the sky. It is beautiful, terrifying, and incomprehensible all at once. A planet transformed into a living, moving sculpture of chaos. You realize that the breakdown is not isolated. Streets, neighborhoods, entire cities, all connected by the same invisible thread of gravity, now unravel simultaneously. The world you once knew, predictable and solid, is gone. And as the camera pans over this transformed landscape, one question lingers in your mind. If gravity can fail here, on this familiar, human scale, what could happen on a planetary or even cosmic level? The chaos doesn't stop at city limits. It spreads across the globe. Mountains, rivers, and oceans all respond to the sudden absence of gravity's guiding force. Tectonic plates shift, and earthquakes ripple across continents, small tremors escalating into massive destruction. Volcanoes react unpredictably, lava and ash rising into the weightless air, suspended like glowing clouds before gravity pulls them back, smashing into the lands below. Ocean currents, once steady and predictable, go haywire. Coastal cities face waves that rise unnaturally, water floating above its natural boundaries before crashing down in surreal torrents. Ships drift helplessly across seas, colliding, spinning, and capsizing. Hurricanes and storms intensify as the atmosphere destabilizes, swirling in new, unpredictable patterns. Lightning arcs without restraint, following paths unbound by conventional physics, striking in dazzling, terrifying displays. Even agriculture and wildlife are affected. Crops detach from the soil, seeds drift endlessly in the windless chaos, and forests are transformed into floating gardens of debris and foliage. Animals attempt to flee, but instinct fails them. Birds are trapped in loops, fish float in midair, and land animals stumble or hover, disoriented, in a surreal struggle for survival. Global infrastructure collapses in stages. Power grids fail as turbines spin freely, disconnected from their foundations. Communication satellites lose alignment, plunging much of the world into darkness and isolation. Roads, bridges, and tunnels fracture and twist, creating a global web of destruction. Humanity faces a planet that no longer obeys the rules it has always known. From the safety of orbiting satellites, Earth looks unrecognizable, a spinning, floating collage of chaos. Cities dissolve, oceans fracture, forests drift. Gravity's disappearance isn't just a local disaster. It is a global transformation. Every corner of the planet is affected, every system disrupted. And the question grows ever more pressing. If our planet, so familiar and grounded, can be turned into a weightless nightmare, what happens beyond it, in the cosmos? From space, the scene is simultaneously mesmerizing and terrifying. Earth, once a stable orb of blues and greens, spins under the influence of no invisible anchor. Clouds drift unnaturally, oceans bulge and twist, and continents seem to breathe with the chaos below. Cities, forests, rivers, all float in disjointed motion, a surreal ballet of destruction and beauty. The moon, tethered by gravity for billions of years, begins a subtle wobble. Its orbit destabilizes, causing tides to surge unpredictably across oceans, creating coastal disasters that no human engineering could withstand. Satellites, once precise instruments of communication and observation, collide or drift off course. Entire networks of GPS, weather monitoring, and communications fail, plunging humanity into isolation even as the planet itself contorts. Artificial satellites orbiting Earth appear like glittering debris fields. Some spin slowly in perfect arcs. Others collide with a quiet, catastrophic inevitability. From this vantage, the magnitude of gravity's role becomes horrifyingly clear. Every system, every structure, every human invention relies on its invisible hand. Without it, the very rules of physics seem to bend, and Earth becomes a chaotic, floating sculpture. Astronauts aboard space stations look down in disbelief. Instruments beep erratically, and even microgravity in orbit becomes unpredictable as Earth's shifting mass affects their trajectories. On the surface, the planet's rotation continues, but without gravity's firm guidance, everything becomes a precarious balance of forces. Space itself feels alive, responding to the sudden removal of the force that has held it all together. And yet, even as the devastation unfolds, the view is breathtaking. The auroras ripple in exaggerated arcs, reflecting off oceans that twist like liquid glass. Debris glints in sunlight, and massive storms swirl in impossible patterns. Beauty and terror coexist, inseparable in a world suddenly unbound. One question looms larger than all others. If gravity, the force that governs everything from the smallest pebble to the largest planet, can falter here on Earth, what could this mean for the rest of the universe? If our familiar, grounded world can descend into chaos, what cosmic events could lie beyond our comprehension, waiting silently in the vastness of space? Until now, you've witnessed the chaos, the panic, the surreal beauty of a world untethered. But what exactly is gravity? This invisible force that holds oceans, buildings, and even humans to the Earth. In simple terms, gravity is the attraction between masses. It's the reason we don't float off into space, why the moon orbits the Earth, and why the Earth orbits the sun. It is the glue that binds the cosmos together. But what if that glue were suddenly weakened, or even removed entirely? While a complete disappearance of gravity is currently beyond our technology or natural likelihood, scientists have explored scenarios where local anomalies or fluctuations could create temporary disturbances. Even a small variation in gravitational pull could trigger catastrophic effects. Entire buildings destabilizing, oceans surging, or satellites veering off course. Historically, astronomers have recorded minor gravitational anomalies. Shifts in the Earth's core, uneven mass distributions, and tectonic movements have all produced detectable, if tiny, changes in local gravity. While these events are minuscule compared to the total collapse we're imagining, they reveal the delicate balance our planet maintains. Remove that balance, and everything from weather to human infrastructure is thrown into chaos. Theoretical physics also provides chilling possibilities. Some hypotheses suggest that extreme cosmic events, such as a nearby passing massive object, could alter gravitational fields. Others explore the implications of hypothetical particles or forces that interfere with gravity temporarily. While these ideas remain speculative, they demonstrate that gravity, though constant to us, is ultimately a property of the universe. And like all things in space, it could be disrupted under extraordinary circumstances. Even our daily lives rely on gravity in ways most of us never consider. Water flows, blood circulates, buildings stay grounded, airplanes maintain lift. All of this is only possible because the gravitational constant is stable. Remove it, and the familiar patterns of life vanish instantly, replaced by a world where physics no longer makes sense, where chaos is the only certainty. This is the moment where science meets imagination. By understanding gravity, we grasp both the fragility and resilience of our world. Every floating object, every twisting skyscraper, every spinning vehicle you've seen, all are reminders of how precise and delicate the balance of forces really is. And as we zoom back out to the cosmic perspective, the question becomes, if the rules of physics on Earth can falter, what wonders or horrors await beyond our blue planet? Amidst the chaos, humans scramble to survive. Every instinct is tested as people cling to anything solid, poles, vehicles, even each other. Engineers, emergency responders, and ordinary citizens alike improvise solutions in real time. Some tie themselves to heavy objects, creating makeshift anchors. Others use ropes, furniture, or even handholds on walls to prevent themselves from floating away. Every second is a test of quick thinking and adaptability. Air travel becomes a deadly gamble. Pilots struggle to regain control as airplanes wobble, elevators stall mid-rise, and vehicles spin uncontrollably on the streets. Even those indoors face dangers. Ceilings peeling away, chandeliers floating like deadly ornaments, and furniture becoming unintentional projectiles. Survival depends on quick assessment, courage, and the ability to improvise under unprecedented conditions. The psychological impact is staggering. Panic spreads faster than floating debris. Families cling together, faces frozen in disbelief, eyes wide with fear. Children cry, confused and frightened, while adults attempt to mask terror with desperate problem-solving. Humans, for all their ingenuity, feel small against the vast, invisible force that has just betrayed them. Some turn to technology for help. Emergency alerts, communication devices, and makeshift signals become lifelines, though many fail as infrastructure collapses. Satellites drift uselessly above, GPS and phones losing reliability. Communities form impromptu networks, sharing knowledge and resources in attempts to survive each minute. It's a raw display of human resilience, a fight not only against chaos but against despair. And yet, even in these moments, patterns emerge. People discover temporary stability by anchoring to heavy structures, using physics instinctively. They learn to anticipate floating objects, predicting arcs and velocities almost instinctively. It's a brutal, trial-and-error dance with gravity's absence, a choreography of survival that combines courage, ingenuity, and luck. Every action, every decision is magnified. A single misstep could send someone floating uncontrollably, colliding with objects or structures. And as humanity grapples with these immediate threats, the question lingers. How much of civilization could endure if gravity remains unstable for hours, days, or longer? Survival is not just about holding on. It's about understanding a world where the rules have changed entirely. As the initial panic subsides, the long-term consequences begin to unfold. The planet itself responds to the absence of gravity, slowly revealing the fragility of the world we once took for granted. Oceans, no longer held in place, surge unpredictably, reshaping coastlines and flooding cities. Mountain ranges shift, tectonic plates grind, and massive earthquakes ripple across continents. What once seemed like isolated chaos now becomes a global, unstoppable cascade. The climate spirals out of control. Wind patterns no longer follow predictable paths. Storms intensify with unprecedented force. Hurricanes twist in impossible ways. Lightning strikes in erratic, deadly arcs, and entire ecosystems are thrown into turmoil. Forests float partially detached from soil. Rivers collapse into chaotic flows, and agricultural lands, humanity's food supply, are rendered unrecognizable. The delicate balance that sustains life on Earth is shattered. Animal life struggles to adapt. Birds, unable to navigate, spin in loops across the sky. Aquatic creatures float above the seas, caught between air and water. Predators and prey alike are thrown into confusion, ecosystems collapsing as each species struggles to survive in a world unbound by the rules that once guided them. Even humanity's largest constructs falter. Dams rupture, power grids fail, satellites remain adrift, and transportation networks crumble. Entire cities are partially suspended, bridges curled in midair, and high-rise buildings tilt unpredictably. Civilization teeters on the edge, a fragile structure hanging by threads that no longer exist. From space, the Earth appears as a fragile, spinning jewel in a universe suddenly harsh and indifferent. Its once predictable systems, rotation, orbit, weather patterns, now oscillate in chaotic rhythms. Gravity's absence has revealed how delicate the interconnection of natural forces truly is, how every system, from the smallest stream to the largest tectonic plate, relies on this invisible hand to maintain order. And beyond the Earth, the cosmos remains unchanged, vast and indifferent, yet its laws are now framed in sharp relief. If our blue planet, so familiar, can unravel in this way, what hidden forces, what extraordinary events might lurk beyond, capable of challenging even the fundamental laws that govern our universe? Gravity is not just a local anchor, it is a cosmic stabilizer, and the universe, though vast, is not immune to disruption. As the chaos subsides, even if only in glimpses, a strange quiet descends. Cities, oceans, forests, all slowly drifting in a fragile balance, reveal the immense power of a force we often take for granted. Gravity, invisible yet absolute, is the foundation of life itself. Without it, even the smallest pebble becomes a danger, and the largest cities transform into surreal landscapes of wonder and terror. Watching from above, it is impossible not to feel awe. Humans, resilient and inventive, adapt in real time, finding small ways to survive amid unimaginable disruption. Yet, the fragility of civilization is laid bare. The structures, systems, and technologies we rely on so heavily are only as stable as the forces that govern the planet itself. In an instant, all familiarity can dissolve, leaving us to confront the raw, indifferent power of nature. And this is where imagination meets science. Gravity is more than just a physical law. It is a cosmic anchor, a stabilizer of worlds, a silent force that enables life as we know it. Its absence, however hypothetical, reminds us of our vulnerability, our smallness, and our dependence on forces far greater than ourselves. It is both terrifying and humbling, a reminder that the universe is vast, indifferent, and yet endlessly fascinating. So, what have we learned? That life, civilization, and even our very sense of stability depend on this unseen force. That every object, every drop of water, every living being is held together by a law we cannot see but can never ignore. And that even as chaos reigns, humans find ways to endure, adapt, and survive. A testament to resilience in a universe that often feels beyond comprehension. If this scenario feels unreal, it is only because it challenges everything we believe about the world. But it also ignites curiosity. It forces us to look up, to wonder, and to question the limits of what is possible. What other cosmic mysteries await us? What other forces silently shape our existence? If you've been captivated by this journey into a world without gravity, imagine what else lies beyond. Mysteries that defy understanding, forces that challenge imagination, and phenomena that could alter life as we know it. Subscribe now and join us as we explore the universe's most mind-bending secrets, one cosmic discovery at a time.